Hello, and welcome to the next episode of The Sober Connection with me, Abi King. I have a guest today who I have met in the last year or so at my local gym. She is somebody that was kind of kept things under the radar about her sobriety journey, and then only sort of came to me maybe about 6 months ago and just sort of let me know that she was on this journey. She's literally just celebrated 1 year sober a couple of weeks ago, and I thought that would be really cool to get her on here to celebrate that and just to look at that journey over the last year. So my guest today is the lovely Hinenui Wano-Bryant, and I just am grateful for you to coming on and being brave enough to share
You.
your story. So hi, Hens, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Abby?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you so much for coming on here, and yeah, massive congratulations on your year of sobriety. How's it all feeling? Have you got used to the idea now?
Um, I was actually reflecting because in a previous life, um, I did do 8 years of sobriety around that
Oh wow,
after,
cool.
yeah, in my 20s, and I kind of forgot about it because I was a young person that kind of went through this phase of being very spiritual and Christian and stopped drinking. So I was like, why is it not so surprising to me that I can achieve a year of sobriety? And I was like, oh, I have done it. But I think I'm such a different person to what I was then.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it is really cool, a year of sobriety, because I didn't set out to do that when I first stopped drinking. So a year is pretty significant, I think. And
Yeah.
I am really proud of myself. And
Yeah.
I
You
did celebrate to a
did.
degree.
Did you go
Mm.
to the zoo? Like you were saying to me, you were going to go to Auckland Zoo.
No, because I was going to say stuck in a meeting. I by choice chose to partake in a meeting on a Sunday, which was my anniversary. Um, so I just went out for a meal and I just did some, I kind of did a mental and written stock take of some of the things that
Yeah.
I've achieved by being sober this year and some of
Yeah.
the things that I want to look towards the next year. So yeah, it
Yeah.
was good. I think it was just a quiet moment just to acknowledge it all
Just
rather than a big
reflecting and just
rah-rah.
sitting
Mm.
with it. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. So what are the things are you happy to share the things that you've achieved in the last year? Is that something that you'd be happy to share?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me was um, really, how do I explain it? I- It's like improving my mental health, but it's so much more than that because I
Hmm.
think mental health impacts every area of your life, but that was kind of the thing that led me to really say, hey, I need to look at my drinking.
Right.
So just that overall feeling of feeling more confident in myself, more um, less anxious around drinking and social situations in general without alcohol, and just feeling better in myself,
Yeah.
like proud of myself. Just taking ownership of my shit and kind of acknowledging that I'm contributing towards what's happening in my life. I'm not, this victim. Like I have power over my life. And there's been lots of other things that are just like success stories that I've been able to like better parent, more present, be more financially stable. Just like every area of my life, really, I would say, um, has been impacted by my sobriety, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I guess what have you noticed? Have you noticed a difference in this last year compared to the 8 years where you were sober when you were in your 20s? I mean, how did that? Obviously, you sort of said that you were going through a spiritual Christian
Yeah,
situation at that point. So,
yeah.
have you noticed a difference between your sobriety now compared to what it was like back then?
Yeah, I think the previous me, well, it's the same me, but the younger version of me was probably doing it to appease other people. And if you kind of know about Christianity, it's all about being morally and ethically a certain way, which I don't agree with now. But I think at that age, I just felt pressure to be perfect,
Hmm.
or this moral version of perfection. Whereas now, my sobriety was more about feeling more content, happy, and proud of myself, not trying to do it for anyone else. It was
Yeah,
very
right.
much like I'm doing this for me. It was a hard shift because I was around people where, and I'm still around people where drinking is normal.
Hmm.
But for me, I don't want it to be my normal,
Yeah,
and for my son. So I think the shift is I'm just in such a different place in my life and doing things that feel aligned with my values rather than trying to fit in
yeah,
to other
yeah.
people's circles or
Other
other
people's
people's
expectations.
values. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. So, take us back to your drinking career, where I normally start the podcast interviews off with a background of sort of where it all started, kind of were you surrounded by it growing up, and then at what point you kind of realized that this is, I mean, everybody, we talk about rock bottoms, but it looks
Mm,
different for everybody else. So at what point did you hit your rock bottom and go, hang
mm,
on, I want to quit this now. Yeah,
yeah.
enough's enough.
Yeah. I think so I'm Maori, my mother's Maori, and my father's Pākehā, New Zealander. And my drinking career probably started when I was in high school. But I think like drinking was very much normalized in my
Hmm.
upbringing. We lived in a small community where there was a rugby club literally 5 minutes walk. So, it was really normal that that was a part of our, weekly, if not daily life, drinking, and witnessing people being really intoxicated, and all the harm that comes with drinking as well. And that was my normal, and I'm not embellishing it or saying it's the worst thing ever, but it was just so normal growing up, to witness people being really drunk, to drink over the course of multiple days, like they used to call them daybreak parties and garage parties.
Hmm.
Um, so I think it was normal that I started drinking quite early on. So probably 12 when I first got really drunk. And without my parents knowing, like binge drinking was really normal all through my teens, and really dangerous things that I think a lot of New Zealanders can say are quite normal, where you have keg parties and you get people to buy you drinks and drinking spirits at an early age, and just like doing what I'd consider now like really dangerous binge drinking.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think within my upbringing, being social equated to getting drunk. Like that's
Yeah.
what's, being social and partying is drinking. And then that was kind of the cause of me leaving university because I was just partying. And I'm not, if you ask people around me, they wouldn't say, oh, Hins is a terrible binge drinker. But for me, I realized that it was impacting on my ability to um, be at university, like
Hmm.
to study. So I left university early and started working, and stopped drinking. And that's when I kind of was influenced by my family to join a church and do all those things in my previous life. And that's a whole nother podcast. And then when I started drinking again, yeah, it's almost like it just went straight back into it. And that's why I can see with like alcoholism and binge drinking, it's like with you for life. It's something like just like smoking or drugs, like with addiction. And I'm not saying I'm an addict, but you kind of just picked right up where you started
Yeah.
and just started. I was never a social drinker, like a have a wine with dinner. It was always binge drinking.
Yeah.
So, you know, going out drinking one night, then keep drinking the next night to avert the hangover, and then just be really hungover on Sunday and incapacitated and can't really function.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and I think it's a bit sad, but that is really normal within our society to just function like that and like look forward to the weekend and binge drink.
Yeah.
So I
Definitely.
continued that, and I was a young mum and a young solo mum. So my son's 15 and solo mum since he was 2. So I think that was kind of like what I considered my reprieve from
Hmm.
parenting, which is hard, and being solely responsible for a little human
Yeah.
is to drink. And I didn't think of it like, oh, I'm going out to drink, I'm just socializing or I'm partying or hanging out with my friends, but it always centered on getting wasted. Um, Not always, but I'd say 80% of the time. So that was just the norm, living for the weekend and other things. I was functioning, I was going to work, studied, did my master's, achieved things, and then probably over a year ago, I'd say a year and a half ago, I just noticed that I just wasn't as fulfilled. So my rock bottom wasn't like I hit rock bottom in my life. It was more so this feeling of, is this it?
Hmm. Yeah.
Like, oh, it just felt like a feeling of not feeling fully satisfied with doing the same shit over and over again and just wanting more, but not quite knowing how to go about that.
Yeah.
And I remember making silent pacts with myself and not telling other people of, yeah, just don't drink tonight, or yeah, it's you're going to this function, but you don't need a drink. But because it was like so internal, I didn't really have a plan, or I'd go into the space and I would drink. Like I would just come, but they'd be like, "Do you want to drink?" And because I'd only made the deal with myself, I'm like, "I'll start next week," you know. And I'd be like, "Yeah, I'll
Nobody
have a
else
drink." Like
knows.
I just wasn't. It's like I wanted to, but I didn't quite know how to go about it. So I kept drinking, and then it just kind of accumulated to where it just wasn't feasible. Like mentally, I just couldn't handle it. Like it's like I wasn't feeling satisfied with life, and then drinking just almost compounded all the tension I was feeling in myself. And I just knew, oh man, something needs to change drastically in my life. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think it was a combination of like mental health and just inner knowing that this isn't, I need to stop this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I stopped drinking for about 3 months, picked it back up again infrequently. And it's like I was trying to test it out. Like, let me be a sometimes drinker, and it just never, I couldn't do it. I would always be a binge drinker
Yeah.
and just never felt good. So my rock bottom was just going out one night, drinking way too much, not feeling happy with myself, and then just kind of having a in the mirror moment of like, just stop.
Yeah.
Just why do you keep trying to be a drinker? Like, why do you keep, if you did what you're doing with drinking to other aspects of your life, you could be consistent. I was a really good, consistent drinker. I needed to be a good, consistent BFTer or something else. Um, so yeah, it was just I couldn't maintain that lifestyle. It was not good for my mental health. It was not good for me.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, that was my rock bottom, was just a self-realization that this is not helping me.
Yeah. And it's not where
Mm,
you want to be, where you want to be going forward. Yeah. It's hard as well. I think, like if you were saying that you had this deal with yourself that you'd go somewhere and you wouldn't drink and only you knew about the deal. So it was kind of very, very easy to break. But every
mm,
time you broke that, you'd be kind of just chipping away at your self-trust as
that's
well,
it.
So it'd be like, oh,
Absolutely.
even though nobody else knows that I've let myself down, I've let myself down because I've just kind of had that rubber arm's been twisted and I've just
Mm,
kind of gone like, nah, no one else needs to know sort of thing. Hey, so
exactly. But
yeah,
and you feel
yeah,
like you've
no,
failed yourself.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mm.
So when so you decided just over a year ago that that's it, and so did you go to meetings or anything, or have you just raw dogged it all by yourself, or how have you gone? Like,
Totally
what
raw dogged
support
it.
have you had?
I think the biggest support was my sister, and her partner, and my brother and my dad. So I have a very small inner circle,
Hmm.
and my best friend. Like that's my core support. And I have extended family that I'm really close with, but those are the people that I would talk to about it.
Yeah,
And my son was I think he's like my motivator and my inspiration,
yeah,
because I didn't want, like, he's 15, and I remember he tried a drink like a year ago. Like he had a few sips or half a bottle, and I just freaked out. That really shook me.
Hmm.
So, yeah, it was really my sister. Like I would reflect things with her around how I'm going, and I can just download to her.
Yeah.
And I think because I was on this journey of not really knowing where this sobriety thing was going, I didn't want to join a group or anything. Like I didn't want to invest too much in it because my fear was, what if I start drinking again and this is just another phase?
Hmm.
So I just needed to do it, raw dog it for myself, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do your family, do they drink? So does your sister and your brother and your dad, they all drink? Yeah,
Yep.
but they were fully supportive?
Yeah, it's so good with my family because with them, I'm really fortunate to have people who just don't make a big deal out of things.
Hmm.
Like, I know for some people, they could belong to a family and they would point out, oh, who do you think you are? Or pressure them to drink
Yeah.
or have that kind of circle, whereas my family are very much like, we support you no matter what.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
And I always know that they will. Um, but I have had a few funny moments. Like, I found out that my dad brought me a bottle of my favorite coconut tequila for Christmas. And when I said, because he said something about him buying it for my sister, I think, like he brought us all a bottle of alcohol, which I have done for him in the past, like bought him out a gift of a liter of spirits. How kind of me. And I got really shitty. I was like, why would you do that? And he's like, why not? What's wrong with that? And I was like, because I'm sober. And he was like, oh, are you like sober, sober? And I'm like, yeah, like I don't drink. I haven't drunk for almost a year. And how do you not know this? And I was just like really pissed off, like, what a stupid gift. But that's about me not communicating with people.
Mm,
Like I keep a lot of things in. So I could talk to my sister about it, but I just kind of said to my dad, like, oh, I'm not drinking. He didn't know that meant I am being sober. He just thought I
yeah.
wasn't drinking tonight.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was kind of funny. He was just like,
Oh,
oh, get over yourself, have the tequila. You all might want it later. Whereas I don't want it in my house.
no, exactly, exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think, yeah. I think once you've made that decision for yourself, yeah, you definitely have to communicate it with others. But
Yeah.
it's hard to as well because I often talk about that whole idea of never drinking again. Well, it's not, that's quite a scary prospect of, saying never. But
Mm,
I know certainly for me, it has to be never again, just because I can't trust myself
mm,
to what will happen. I will just downward spiral and start daily drinking again. But
mm.
yeah, that idea of just taking one day at a time is always still very, very useful because it's just focus on today. And if you still feel like this tomorrow, then keep going, But it's, yeah, that
Absolutely.
idea of forever is, especially, and to other people as well. If you tell your dad, I'm never, ever drinking again, that might be quite a strange concept for him to get his head around as well, because
Yeah.
it's, don't be a drama queen, that's a
He'd
bit,
be like,
that's a bit
why? Yeah.
overreaction.
Or like, cool, do you?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and what?
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Um,
like my journey. So I have struggled to communicate fully what I'm trying to do because I'm still working it out.
yeah, exactly.
Whereas my sister's my safe space where I just go, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to
Yeah,
keep going. Whereas I don't know if I trust other people to understand me enough
yeah,
sometimes.
right. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so what do you think the biggest mental shift was that you've had to make in the first few months when you sort of first decided to give up? What was that mental shift for you?
Um, I was someone who found comfort in going out. That was my excitement, I think.
Hmm.
And when you remove that from your life, life can seem very boring.
Hmm. Yeah,
So I think being okay with life not being like these moments of feeling really, really exciting
yeah.
and feeling okay with, I noticed that what boring is actually just peacefulness and stability.
Hmm. Yeah,
Whereas I always felt the need to go harder or do more, and
yeah,
I'm that kind of person. And then I kind of retreat, like go hard, go hard, go hard, and then fall back. So binge drinking suited me perfectly because
yeah, sure.
that's you can do that.
Yeah.
So just being content and peaceful, like that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
whereas I was always chasing dopamine and just chasing the next high.
Yeah.
So learning how to be stable and peaceful and content,
Hmm.
staying home, saying no, that was the biggest mental shift is like life feels less exciting and
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
And
less chaotic, maybe, is another way of looking at
well,
it.
that's what it was, Abby. It
Yeah.
wasn't less fun. It was noticing that actually the way I was living was chaotic.
Hmm.
It was just constantly seeking external validation or escapism.
Yeah.
Um, but because from the outside people would just see me as being pretty normal, they wouldn't see all of that inner turmoil.
Yeah.
So yeah, just recognizing that what I equated to being boring is actually just stable, peaceful, and lovely. And
Yeah.
I realized more about myself and how I am as a person.
Hmm.
And I relate it back to me being a child, like noticing those things about me as a child that I was always like, but maybe I've been masking to fit in.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm a party girl and let's go out. Where actually I'm really shy. And I am a little bit awkward in social situations.
Yeah.
And alcohol is my way of going, yeah, look at me, I'm fun, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas I
Yeah.
am actually, I always remember as a child being told I'm really shy and withdrawn. Um, and that's part of me. Like, I don't warm to people instantly. I do take a while. And I am really secure in my own space. Like, I love being alone and I love being at home and I just do my own thing. Like, I've always been like that. But I felt like I needed to be more by society, by groups of people, by partying. And now that I've removed that, I feel more like myself, like my
Yeah.
true self, which is
Yeah.
the biggest mental shift.
Yeah.
But I had to accept that as well. Like, this is me.
Yeah, no, I've been
Mm.
exactly the same, and I think a lot of
Mm.
people do. I thought I was the life and soul of the party, and everybody wanted to hang out with me, and oh, isn't she such a laugh, isn't she? And actually, I know I was a pain in the ass, and I'm actually just very embarrassed about the last. I'd
No.
never leave a party, and I would, people would be asking me to leave, and I'd be like, just have another drink,
Mm.
very embarrassing, but. I love nothing more than just being by myself, and I have to spend some time recharging when I've been, even
Mm-hmm.
coaching at the gym. It's so overstimulating, and I have to come home and just recharge for a bit, just because
Yeah, you've
yeah,
said that to me
it's
after High
not me.
Rocks.
It's
Yeah.
not me at all. So it's interesting how you think you are that, you go 30 years of your life thinking you're a certain way, and actually turns out you're the complete opposite. But that's the beauty of
Yeah.
sobriety, I guess, and it gives us another
Yeah.
chance of life, doesn't it? Because
Hmm.
now I'm sort of a lot calmer and a lot more secure in myself. Then yeah, it's quite exciting to know how the path that my life is now going to take, because it's totally different to what I expected. So yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. I totally agree.
But yeah. So what emotions do you think? Obviously, like you said, you sort of realized your personality was different, but
Mm.
obviously we're not masking our emotions anymore. And I've talked a few times about those feelings that come up that you then have to deal with. What emotions kind of came up for you in those early first months that you weren't expecting, that you sort of had to deal with, do you think?
That's a big question. Um, I think everything that you've suppressed, to be honest, and that's such
Mhm.
an individual journey. But if you were someone that was suppressing your emotions through drinking, once you stop drinking, I can fully say that they all come up and they're
Yeah.
just wanting to be experienced, felt, held, and seen. So everything, guilt, shame, because of the drinking. And those
Mhm.
were my feelings. Those weren't because of what other people were saying. So I really had to process that when you were saying, oh, the feeling of embarrassment. And I still get that. It's like I'll be in the middle of something and my brain will just be like, hey, remember that time when you did that thing? And I'm like, I don't want to remember that. I don't want to do. But you do. You have to really confront. I feel
Yeah.
like I've had to really confront everything
Yeah.
in my life. And it's quite personal because I feel like if you were to tell someone else that, they would be like, oh shit, really? You think those things about yourself? So everything comes up to be felt. The insecurities, yeah, the comparisons that you might hold about, not feeling good enough, they all come up when you
Hmm.
stop masking through drinking. And it's okay. It's okay because they're just waiting for you
Yeah.
to feel them and then just to let them go. And those which are meant to stay with you, which are part of your core being, which are you, will stay. And the rest that you were just suppressing, they'll just come up and you'll just go, is that true? No. And you'll let it go. And
Yeah.
sometimes they come and revisit you. They're like old mates. So yeah, that is a really hard part of it.
Hmm.
Once I um, embedded that feeling of, yep, I'm a little bit more boring, then I had to deal with all the emotions.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. No, it's yeah, there's emotions definitely that was probably one of my least expected things.
mm,
Well, obviously, like after a year of sobriety, I then left my marriage, so emotions were pretty high at that point. So yeah,
yeah,
feeling all of those
mm,
and doing it and really wanting to reach for the bottle and just not, but also very much not wanting to reach for the bottle. It was it was quite a
yeah.
conflicting time, but yeah, those pesky emotions, they do feelings, they're definitely out there to get you sometimes.
I have, since becoming sober, I've also started going to therapy. So I
Hmm.
have a psychologist who I see. And it's about navigating that space for me, understanding what emotions are, what our feelings are, where they come from, versus thoughts. So I think it's created emotional awareness within me and emotional intelligence
Hmm.
around either what triggers me, what's mine, or what's just some old patterns coming up in my thinking that are informed by your childhood, that are informed by the way your experiences. So to me, it's a blessing and it feels really hard, but those emotions are waiting for you. Either
Hmm.
way you look at it, and either
Yeah.
you're going to confront them and deal with your shit like an adult, like a capable adult who has a brain, who is mature, who is all these things and capable, or you're going to continue to bypass your shit and
Hmm.
keep repeating cycles. So
Yeah.
even though it's really hard, um, healing's not nice. There's that pride that I'm doing it regardless.
Yeah. Yeah. And back in the day, we would have just drunk through it just to not face
Mm,
them. So,
mm,
that
mhm.
is showing a level of finally maturing,
I know.
growing up,
I
finally at the
know.
age of
Yeah.
40, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Dealing with your shit.
So obviously you and I have met at the gym,
Mm,
and we did High Rocks together. Well, not
mhm,
together, but we both did High Rocks in
mhm.
Auckland. How do you think, is that something that you ever would have contemplated back when you were drinking, or is that something that's come like some sort of newfound confidence with your fitness and your physical health that's come from quitting booze? What do you think?
A good question. I think, to be honest, for me, exercise was originally for my mental health, and I
Hmm.
noticed that it does really help with the drinking. When you're in a good flow, it's really hard for me because, uh, and I don't want to make excuses, but my life can become really busy and I travel a lot for work and I'm managing lots of things. So to be consistent is hard
Hmm.
with the gym. So High Rocks was a commitment to myself to just go for something and do something. And I think that really helped my mental health. And it's almost like all those endorphins that you feel with drinking and all those highs, you can get through exercise,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
Yeah.
But it's very different because you also get the resistance and the hardship and the pushing through your physical barriers. So I notice when I'm not exercising, like I've been 2 weeks out of the gym because I've been traveling and my son's been away. Yeah, I need it, and I know I need it because it helps. But that's my thing that I have to deal with is the consistency. When you're consistently moving, our bodies are designed to move. It's definitely, I think, needed if you're in
Hmm.
going to do this sobriety, whether it's walking or getting outside, whatever it is,
Yeah.
you need it because a dormant mind like an active mind and body is not a good, it's a dangerous place for someone who's trying to go sober. So yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
exercise in
absolutely.
BFT, being a part of a cool community
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
helps.
Yeah.
Mm,
I know that for me, when I moved down here, I was in small town, rural New Zealand. Before that,
mm,
there wasn't, other than going for walks up through the hills and stuff, that was pretty much my fitness, and that's all I did.
mm,
But as soon as I came down here, the first thing I did was join the gym because I needed a
mm,
community. I didn't know anybody down here, and I knew that. I mean, it could have gone one of two ways. What I
mm.
could have looked at it as nobody knows me here. Nobody knows that I have a drinking problem. So I could just start drinking again and,
Yeah.
all of these things to get through this marriage separation. Or what I actually did and what I knew was the right thing was nobody knows I drink. Let's keep it that way. Or knows that I don't drink, so it was
We
really
haven't
good for
seen
me
drunk
to,
Abby. No,
what's that?
we haven't seen drunk
You
Abby.
haven't seen Drunk Abby, I know, and I'm
Yeah.
very proud of that. So that's good. But, going down the path of my mental health, instead of numbing things, I'm going to use
Yes,
fitness as my mental health to get through this separation. And that's what I did. And
absolutely.
I mean, it was just, yeah, it was so good for my mental health. I used to say to my
Mm,
kids, I'm taking an hour out every day, and this is me time just to get away from everything else that's going on in my head. Yeah, whereas back in the day, I would have just drunk through it. So yeah, it's
yeah, it's amazing,
definitely,
eh?
yeah, definitely needed to
Mm,
be done. But have you noticed any physical benefits since quitting that have surprised you?
yeah. Um, I think the biggest thing is just the mental health shift,
Hmm.
alongside like decrease and just feeling not very proud of yourself and that self-esteem stuff. Clarity of thought.
Yeah.
So just your thinking's a lot less dulled, and you're living your life and you're making decisions based on who you are and
Hmm.
what you truly think and feel, and it's not kind of covered by not just being drunk, but like needing, alcohol actually would inform a lot of how I would live my life, like, and spend your time. So
Hmm.
spending your time doing that versus what can I be investing my time in? So you're thinking around choices, how you spend your time, what's important. It's just completely different.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so physically your thinking's a lot sharper, and that informs everything in your life. Like I'm a better mum, more present mum. At work, I'm more present and contributing. So I just think that mental shift helps everything in your life, to be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah.
Yeah. That clarity is, just for decision making, big decision
Mm,
making. Certainly for me, it was a game changer because I'd
it's
gone,
huge.
I'd gone always sort of from a place of drunkenness and like, oh,
Mm,
I don't want to be in this situation
yeah.
anymore, but when it actually, once I stopped drinking and I was saying that, then it became more real because I wasn't
Hmm.
I wasn't saying it from a place of drunkenness. So,
Oh, yeah.
my ex-husband was like kind of started listening to me a little bit. It's
All
like,
of
oh,
that. It
just mean this.
really improves your relationships. Even like
Mhm.
I would do things when I was hungover, motivated by my guilt or my, oh no, this is terrible. I need to go on a new diet, or let me sign up for a marathon. So you like sign yourself up for these, again, silent deals in your head to negate the drinking or the
Mhm.
hangover. So you're like, oh, let me do this, let me sign up for this, and let me just go on this 8 week thing, which is fine. But now it's like, well, no, like, what kind of person do I want to be? How do I want to show up in the world? Not short term piss
Yeah.
takes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so you've got
Mm,
more sort of structure in your decision making as well.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So thinking back to, obviously you've got your small inner circle, and you get a
Mm.
lot of support from that. But thinking outside of that circle, how did the people around you react to you giving up drinking. So I know that a few months ago, obviously we had Te Matatini here in New
Yeah.
Plymouth, and you were quite involved in that. And I think
Mm.
we had a conversation about at the end of the weekend, everybody went
Yeah.
out on the piss, and you were really, you'd stayed out quite a while, and everyone was egging you on to have a drink, but you stayed firm, and you were really, you were really proud of yourself for that. So,
Yeah.
but the people around you that do still drink, and are kind of like, come on, hens, how's their reaction been in the last year? Are they still supportive, or do they still try and kind of egg you on, or how does that go?
Yeah, it'll be funny actually, because I haven't really talked to people about it. And I talk more about sobriety now, but not in a rah-rah way, just that I don't drink.
Hmm.
And for me, it's about normalizing that rather than
Yeah.
making that seem like this big deal. Like
Hmm.
that's just my normality at the moment is sobriety.
Yeah.
So I think people who know me haven't made a big deal about it.
Hmm.
A few of my drinking mates definitely have tried to egg me on, but because I don't care what they think, I love them, but I don't care because I don't want to be that person. They can just see my resolve is like, I'm not going to make her drink. So,
Yeah.
well, she's serious about it. So I haven't really been met with any disparaging kind of remarks or anything. Yeah, it's been mainly positive. I've heard from people who, um, I don't know how to put it, like they've been inspired by the journey and
Yeah.
they're, either becoming sober or not drinking or drinking less, which is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think overall it's been pretty positive, which
Yeah.
I'm lucky for.
Yeah.
Um, and the come on, let's drink, that's normally when people are drunk.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't expect anything less from a drunk person than to shout out shots in the club. But honestly, I'm just like, I can smell the tequila and there's nothing more off-putting to me in my sober mind.
Yeah.
Then I just want to get home and hop into bed. No, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so I feel
remember
lucky
the
in that
morning.
instant. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's good. That's good. How do you think your sense of identity has changed? You sort of mentioned before a little bit about your identity. How has that changed for you in the last year, do you think?
I think in Te Ao Māori you have this word called tau, which is just like a feeling of being balanced and
Hmm.
being like tau means to be on like a even footing.
Hmm.
Um, and I just feel that. I just feel like as a person, I'm not as chaotic internally as I've felt in the past.
Yeah.
I'd say I'm a lot more content and fulfilled through just being myself. So I'm not trying to chase things externally anymore.
Yeah, right.
And the
So you don't
things
need that
that,
external validation so much anymore. Yeah.
nah. And I think when you are just not as chaotic and you're a bit more peaceful and still for me anyway, I appreciate things a lot more and I'm grateful.
Hmm.
Like I'm grateful for my son. I'm grateful that I can show him that this lifestyle is normal. I'm grateful for just everything that I have in my life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
awesome.
yeah, I'm just a lot more chill.
Yeah.
I'm a more chill person in myself, which
Yeah,
is great, to be
that's cool.
honest.
That's
Mm.
cool. What do you think the most meaningful or proud moment from the last year is for you?
Mm. Meaningful is just being able to look back on the past year and it's filled with um, moments with my son and my family rather
Yeah,
than thinking about all the times I've been drunk and had regrets.
yeah.
So feeling proud of yourself for investing in the things that really matter.
Hmm.
Yeah, so thinking about, I'm not coming home late or doing those things. I'm there for my son, I'm there for me. Those are really just those little moments I
Yeah.
feel really proud of. And I think also making it through some social occasions where previously I would have been right there till the break of dawn, drinking and now feeling proud that I can just go, "Oh, I'm going home now,"
Yeah.
or "That's enough for me," or I don't even, oh, actually, I don't want to go, and I'm going to say no. Because
Yeah.
that feels
Yeah.
like I'm being true to me rather
Yeah.
than feeling like I need to be pressured into doing something.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
always used to say that, well, I didn't actually. People always used to say to me, nothing good happens after midnight. I'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
ah, bullshit. It's still great fun at 4 in the morning. But now I'm kind of, my motto is nothing good happens after 9 p.m. So I'm like quite happy to be back home on the couch with a cup of tea by 9 o'clock. I think
Oh,
when I had my birthday a
100%.
few months ago, we went out for dinner and I messaged people and I was like, it's not going to be a late night. You can go out after my birthday and go and actually like do what you do on a Saturday night, but I'll be back home in bed by 8:30. So
And how amazing is that?
yeah,
Like, so
so
good.
good.
I love waking up early. And I'm still late for the gym, I know this, but I still wake up really early. And to me, that's like pretty cool as well.
Yeah,
Um, Waking up and feeling like you have time and you can choose where you put that time.
yeah,
And it's
yeah,
not like sleeping it off the whole day or being incapacitated because you're so hungover.
yeah.
Yeah,
Ignoring the kids
time is
and
so precious and you get to
yeah,
put it where it matters.
yeah, absolutely,
Mm.
absolutely. What are you most excited about for your sober future?
Honestly, I'm so motivated about normalizing sobriety for my son.
Hmm.
So he's not someone yet who's partying and doing those things. You know, you've talked about your girls, and I can see them at the gym, and they've got that kind of lifestyle. And my son's quite similar. Like he gets up and he goes for runs and he works out. And I think before that kind of lifestyles to me seemed like that's just what healthy people do, or that's what, gym bunnies do.
Hmm.
Whereas now it's like modeling a lifestyle that's just really meaningful and healthy,
Yeah,
but in the fullest sense, like mentally, spiritually for my
yeah,
son, and that being his normal.
yeah,
Um, and not meaning, look at us, we're the picture of perfection, meaning actually it's normal to not drink and to do other things with your time and
yeah,
to love your life in different ways. You don't need to be out there being a party animal and showing off and being all up there. Like,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's the most meaningful and inspiring thing to me.
Yeah, definitely. I think
Mm.
teaching your kids that there's way healthier coping mechanisms for when life turns shit. Yeah, I think that's just so important for them. And I
Oh,
think,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
I
the
think I've
huge.
managed to model that for my girls now. So, yeah, I'm really proud of that. And yeah, I've
Mm,
seen you. I think you had a story where were you curb crawling? Patty was like running and it was pitch black and it was raining and you were curb crawling to make sure that he was safe, like behind
yes,
him in the car.
yes. Yes, because he's like out there at 6, like doing his workout, and his alarm goes off at 5, and he's like, "Wake up, mum, make your bed." And he's just such a good kid. And I'm like, touching wood, like, when's things gonna pop off? Because me in my teenage days, holy heck.
Yes. Yeah.
And it doesn't matter because I would love him, whatever he did, touch wood. But to see your child just live a different lifestyle to what you had is priceless. It's
Yeah,
honestly the best
absolutely.
feeling in the world. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Mm.
Just my last question for you was, do you have like any goals or dreams that feel more possible now because like you've got that sort of clarity of mind and things like that. Are there things that you're reaching for that maybe a few years ago you wouldn't have been able to consider?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you realize how much time you wasted invested in alcohol, and now it's just like, oh gosh, I have so much time. I mean, we're still busy, I'm still busy and still have things going on, but you realize that you get to choose. If I can choose a sober life, I can choose, and if I can overcome the things that I've overcome
Hmm.
and go through this journey and its hardships, it's kind of like having children. Like, after I gave birth, I was like, man, I'm superwoman. I can do anything. And I feel out about sobriety. Like, if I can navigate this, I know other challenges will be hard and other dreams will be hard, but I know I'm capable of it.
Yeah.
So just a lot more confidence and faith in myself.
In yourself. Yeah,
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah. I think it's interesting like how people that still drink, I've had the question, I don't know how many times of, oh, what do you do then? What do you do if you're not drinking? And it's like,
really.
well, I do everything else because I've got so much time. Like the amount of time that I wasted, drinking, recovering, or thinking about the next drink, it just
Mm.
took up so much of my time. And I don't have, as soon as I stopped, I didn't have any of that anymore. And you've
Mm.
got 24 hours in the day, but it's there's a lot of time to do what you want, and
I know. And
it's so
even
much
simple
better.
things, like for
Mm,
me, like my house and just the way I live my life is I'm far more routine and control. Whereas
mhm.
previously I can say like I was a little bit of a hot mess.
Yeah,
I was a mum of a young child as well by myself, so I used to fall
yeah,
back on that excuse. But just our routine and like the way we live our lives and our home life is just peaceful and clean and tidy and
yeah,
structured. And it's not in a boring way, it's in like a fulfilling way. You
yeah,
find pleasure in small things like cooking a meal and having a beautiful home and those things as opposed to I need to go party and stay out and do these things. It's like,
yeah.
yeah, your priorities shift.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm.
Have you got any last minute words of wisdom for somebody that's kind of listening in and thinking you've got that sober curiosity thing going on, and are looking at you and inspired by your story, basically, a year down the track, and it's pretty amazing. What would you say to somebody that's just freshly starting out or thinking about it?
Honestly, I would say like don't be afraid to own your shit. Like really look at yourself and know that if you want to change something, it begins with you. No one else is going to do it for you. No one's going to come and clean up your mess.
Hmm.
So if you're doing this thing, it's because you need to do it. You need to change something in your life, and only you can make that. Don't do it because it's the cool new thing and you're seeing it all over social media and so and so looks cool doing it, so maybe I should try. Like really look at yourself and make a
Hmm.
choice for yourself because if you do it because you're motivated, even if you're inspired by someone, make sure it's aligned. Don't do it because it's a trend or something. You need to do it for you because that's when you'll stick to something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs to really be motivated by this deep need, not even desire, need to change. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, awesome.
Mm.
All right, Hens. Well, thank you so much for your time and for
Thanks,
coming on here
Abby.
and sharing your story. I am super proud of you, and
Thank you.
yeah, it's really cool to have watched your journey, and I'm really grateful to you for sharing it with me as well. A few months ago, it's really cool.
Cool.
So yeah, thank you so much. I hope the listeners have enjoyed our little chat, and next week we will just have another tips and tricks, just a little short episode with me as usual, and then yeah, back for a guest interview in a couple of weeks' time. But for now, thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Hens. I will see you
Thank
at the
you.
gym soon.
Yes, you will. Absolutely.
Yes, I will.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's awesome to have chatted to you, and I'll speak to you soon. All right. Take care.
Bye.